Okay, good morning. Happy New Year's. January 1st, 2022. Oh my goodness, it seems like it's taken forever for 2021 to end. It seems like 2020 and 2021 were all one big mess of garbage, and hopefully it's over. I mean, for me personally, aside from COVID, I went from having a really good job in 2020 to being laid off, to spending 9 months unable to find work, to finally finding work, and being at that, all the while dealing with recovery from sarcoidosis, and that part went fairly well. I mean, I seem to have recovered from sarcoidosis, but then flash forward to October 2021, where now I've got something else that doctors can't seem to figure out, and here I am, still not feeling great. Return to work instructions had me going back to work part-time last few days, and Tuesday, Wednesday were okay. I just basically sat in the office and did some office paperwork and tried to track down some inventory issues. Recovered $2,400 worth of unbilled things that were shipped out that somehow just slipped through the cracks, and they were missing from the warehouse. So a little digging, and I found that they were shipped to a contact customer. Unfortunately, customer was honest and said that they did in fact receive them. So now we can receive payment for those items. But it's just, the warehouse is a mess. A lot of the things that I worked hard to do over the last year of being there have been undone. It's disheartening to see, for sure. And with not feeling well, actually yesterday I spent some time in the warehouse, and I regret it now. I feel absolutely awful. I might look or sound as if I have a hangover. No, this is not hangover. This is waking up tomorrow or yesterday morning finding out that I didn't get paid but $37 for the last 2 weeks, because there's been some sort of error. Obviously, I can't get it resolved until next week. So I'm dealing with that. I'm stressed out, obviously, again, and I have to go to work under that amount of stress, coupled with the fact that everything's so far behind. The boss asked if I could step in and try to help in the warehouse, and of course, my return to work duties have me very limited. There's not a lot I can do. I'm supposed to basically be doing office work, so getting in the warehouse and moving around a lot of big furnaces and trying to sort tin and put away stock back there, it wrecked me. I feel like crap. I'm in so much pain. I've taken a couple of Tylenol and ibuprofen this morning just to try to deaden that, and they haven't kicked in yet. Of course, laying in bed last night thinking about everything, and of course, just throbbing, everything's just hurting. It made for a rough night, but I do want to stream. I did promise a couple people that I'd be here, so hopefully they get to join in, and we get to talk to them, or at least chat with them a little bit while we work. Today's stream, we're working on the arms for the Jedi and the Sith girls. I'm going to try to do both sets of arms today. I want to, as I've been going along, I've been doing one and then the other. I don't know, after yesterday, I don't know if I can push that far. I've been averaging about an hour a stream, and it should take 20 minutes to build a set of arms, but I'm really not doing my best at the moment. I feel pretty lousy. But we're going to try anyway. We're going to see what we can get done. And then for those of you just joining and haven't been following along, so far, here's what we got. We've got our Jedi and our Sith, Magatsuki and Magatsuki Kikka coming along. Got alternate builds for armor, kind of an alternate town, bound by fate kind of thing. So, and I haven't decided yet if I'm going to create lore for these two characters or not, or if it's one character who's gone from studying the way of the Jedi to picking the path of the dark side, like so many Jedi often do, or at least that's what Star Wars would have you believe. Or if it's a set of twin sisters separated at birth, kind of Luke and Leia, mirroring that thing, except one takes path of the Jedi and one takes path of the Sith. I don't know. I mean, there's definitely some potential for something awesome lore-wise and some sort of story write-up and some pictures to be taken and battle scenes and whatnot. So maybe we'll do that. Excuse me. I might be doing a little bit more of that this stream. I think yesterday set me back a bit on my recovery, and I'm not happy with it. I tried to have a little talk about it with my boss yesterday. At the end of the day, there's obviously been some miscommunication, misunderstanding about my return to work. He's under the impression that my doctor or human resources, somebody's got the wrong information, but that my hours are supposed to double with each week, and that's not at all what my doctor and I discussed. That's not at all what's on my paperwork from my doctor. So whether human resources is telling him something that's inaccurate or he's deriving his own information based on things being told to him by human resources or his own interpretation. But he expects me there Tuesday morning, Monday's a holiday, for a full 8 hours. And I've already told him, like, that's not going to happen. I'm supposed to see my doctor next Wednesday. We're supposed to discuss how my return to work's been with 4 hours a day for 5 days. I've only had 3 days. He's counting the weekends as part of that. That's not how it's intended. I'm supposed to actually see how my body can handle working those hours for that length of time, for that many days, not working 2 days, having a weekend, working 2 days, having, a lighter day. That's a misunderstanding somewhere, and I don't know who's dropping the ball on that, but I can't come home from work after a 4-hour day and then sleep 3 hours because I physically am so exhausted and I'm coughing and hacking my lungs out, and I'm, the world is revolving faster around me than I can process, and everything's fuzzy and I'm dizzy and I have a headache, and there's no way to live. It's no way to work, and I obviously something doctors and I have been dealing with, but whatever's going on there from the work-in perspective, somebody's got the left hand needs to start talking to the right hand, because I'm being left out without any communication. Nobody's actually telling me anything. I'm finding out the day before. I found out Friday what time my boss wants me in on Tuesday. I found out on Thursday what time he wants me in on Friday. This is less than 24 hours notice, and that's total bullshit. Whether I'm sick or not, you can't do that. That's no way to treat an employee. And I get it. We're short-staffed. Everything's come to a head. It's a busy season. I didn't ask for this. I didn't want to be sick. I don't want to feel like this. I want to be back to normal. I want to be feeling my best, but I'm not being allowed that recovery. And the doctors can't find an answer to even start a recovery plan. So somewhere along the line, someone seems to think that I'm all better, and I'm not. And I have to come to that realization. I keep trying to push myself to do more things. I keep trying to, maybe I can make a little bit longer stream today. Maybe I can, stay up the whole day and not take a nap in the middle of the day today. I'll go out and I'll do my grocery shopping, and I'll take care of a few things around the house, and if I get tired, I'll sit down, but I won't go to sleep. I'll stay up. I'll make it a point. I haven't even shaved or showered in weeks. There's a video I think from a month ago or so. It was previewed on my YouTube this morning when I logged in, that I had a shaved face, and I was like, wow, it's been a while. I haven't seen that. So it's something every morning I wake up and I think, I'm gonna go shave and shower, and well, I do shower, but give myself a haircut, and look at this mop. It's it's a lot going on there, and that's not typical for me. This particular face right now, I've been joking with a member in a chat, Sushi. I forget what the last part of that name is, Sushi Steamer? I don't remember. Anyway, she's been following along with some of my videos and mentioned that she's seen me actually before running into me in the game, so it's kind of a small world. We had a little discussion about that last night. Turns out she's currently my old stomping grounds, which is pretty cool. As I was chatting with her about some places that she should visit while she's in the area, if she has time, if she hasn't been there already. I got a great face for radio, and or a great voice for radio, and I of course responded with, well, right now I seem to have the voice the face for it too. I can't even, my sentences. I'm sorry. Anyway, you didn't come here to listen to me ramble about my experiences yesterday, or my illness, or anything going on here, and came here to see what's going on with my build. So let's get into that. Just know, what, 2020 is over, 2021 is over, we're now 2022. I really feel like it can only get better. I feel like Friday was its last opportunity to get a few more jabs in me. It hit me hard, and this year I think I'm gonna have to stand up and say, hey, look, you know what? Enough is enough. Like, no, I can't do these things that you're asking me to do at work. No, I refuse to let this illness take me any further. State of mind is wonderful to say. Whatever's going on is going to happen, and it's got to get fixed, and I don't really have any control over that. I just keep doing what the doctors tell me, but and hope for the best. But so let's get into this. Starting with Jedi Girl, so we'll bring her down so that we can get her here. She can stand here and watch while I build her arms, since she doesn't currently have any. And then we'll get her arms done, and then we'll switch over to Sitsuki. So we're going to call her for now, Sitsuki. Jedi Kikka. So we got... does this matter on these ones? Oh, it actually does. They've actually assigned on the left and right for the shoulders on this particular kit. Most of the time they're not assigned by any kind of... Here, let me get this a little further in here. They're not usually assigned by any particular left or right when it comes to shoulder joints. They're usually set, pretty much swappable. You can go left or right, either side. But this particular one is actually calling for two different... Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it's the same. I'm just freaking looking at the wrong set of instructions here. So left and rights are the same on this one. We're good. Sometimes they're not. Every once in a while you get one where there's one piece of the shoulder is slightly... I'm going to have to put you back up because that's shaking and that's going to cause her to fall, and I don't want that. Can you just stay up there? One piece of the shoulder might be slightly a little wider than the other, pushing the center ball off center, which might be allowing for like an armor piece or something that needs that extra tiny little bit of clearance. That's it's definitely something I've learned over the years with the kits, is even if obviously these instructions are not in English or in Japanese, if you're building a kit and you're going along and you think things are the way they are, and everything seems normal, just double check anyway, because you never know. I actually messed up early on with both of these girls. I didn't realize it until the second kit that there was a problem when I was putting together Magatsuki's cowl and putting it onto her neck. I found out that I had accidentally nipped a small piece of pin that I thought was just a piece of runner slag, and there wasn't really any instruction on the paper to remove or not remove it, or like, hey, don't cut this piece off. It turns out it's actually a locking pin that keeps it's like a little keeper key that keeps the neck peg from popping back out. So as I move Magatsuki around, there's a potential that I could end up popping that loose. And should that happen, I might have some issues down the line. Hers is the worst with that cowl. It actually adds a little bit of space to the neck that wasn't really there before. We're done that runner. So I can go. I am done that runner, right? That's left on there. It's the worst. You throw a runner away, and next thing you know, you're like, oh, where's that piece I needed? Let's see, my motor skill control is shot. Like, I can't. And I have used this blade since then, haven't I? Since the other day. I was cutting some paper for Nelly for something. Fresh blades, always, always, always. If you find your blade getting dull at all, ever, you know what? I think I got a pack of 120 for like $6 on Amazon. You can save the blades. I mean, the blades are still good for other things. You can use them for paper and other crafts and whatnot. Hell, you can use them to make weaponry for your kits. But when they start getting dull, you don't want to use them anymore on your kits. It's like using fabric scissors on anything other than fabric. You use them once for something other than that, and you kind of screw them up. And I'll often go through 2 or 3 blades in a kit, just cleaning up my nubs, any slag imperfections or mold imperfections. But if it's dull and you're having motor skill issues like I am right at the moment, you may find yourself dipping into your piece a little and actually taking a notch out of your part, which will show in your final product if you're looking close enough. I mean, something like this small, you're not going to notice it on that first one. Really. God, I'm so shaky. Wow. Nope. So yeah, that's a little. Sorry for that little long intro there. It kind of helps though to get it off my chest, to kind of discuss it. Like, a buddy of mine got a hold of me last night, was texting me, asking me what I was up to for New Year's, and I slept until like 7 o'clock. I got home at about 1:45 after I talked with Derek. Maybe it was 1. Got a piece of mail that has me puzzled about my benefits for the disability claim that I'm undergoing. It's got me stressed out. And then I actually went and soaked in a tub because I was in a lot of pain, took some pain pills, and then I think I laid down at about 3:30 or so, and yeah, next thing I know, it's 7 o'clock. Got up and got onto Figure Fantasy and did my daily logins and stuff, and I got Mortal Kombat as one of my Disney movies, one of my Christmas movies this year, the new Mortal Kombat. So I watched that with the kids, and the kids decided to leave at the first sight of blood, which is, good for them. They had that. I didn't force them to sit and watch something that was rated R. They had the choice. They could watch. They could not watch. They're at that age now where they can make those decisions. They do know it's not real. It's a movie, and they'll gladly sit through Deadpool. Which, I mean, you might think that content's, somewhat inappropriate for a 12 and an 8-year-old, but, if you make it taboo and you make it something that they have to experience outside of the home, or that they're not supposed to experience, if you make it something that's, what's the word I'm looking for, something that they are basically rebelling against in order to seek out. I don't even know what to call that right off the top of my head. My brain is very limited on its capacity for words functions, apparently. They're going to seek out something more if it's something that you're not allowing them to be exposed to, or not explaining to them. And that's the thing around here, is we like to spend time with our kids. We like to, keep them informed of what's going on. Like my son and daughter, my daughter not so much. She's still a little young to understand some concepts, but, we had a talk with them about pedophiles and child predators, and, to be careful, not so much with just strangers, but with people in general, whether it be online or in person, or and it's kind of conversation that I think the earlier you have with your kids, when you talk about certain topics when you mention things earlier on, and treat them like they're adults. I think they're better for it. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm doing parenting wrong this whole time. But so far, we get a lot of compliments on the way we raise our kids. We don't have a problem taking our kids to restaurants. We've actually had people come up to us at the end of our table. We've actually had our meal paid for once because of how well behaved our kids were. That was a weird one. Like, somebody just came up. It was a lady. I'd say she's probably in her, I don't know, mid to late 40s. Came up to the table while we were eating and said that she'd taken care of our tab because when she saw us walk in, she saw a couple with 2 small children and immediately thought that we were going to let them run around the restaurant, or that we were going to let them do, the things that I guess are commonplace for kids to do these days, with like staring out over the edge of the table at them or making faces or whatever. But we kept them focused on our table. We colored the menu thing with them. We played little games with them with the silverware, and we kept their attention focused on our table, and that's where it should have been. It's just what we do. I don't think nothing of it. But she said, it was kind of a relief, a breath of fresh air to be able to go out to a restaurant where people had their kids there, and they had an enjoyable time themselves. Our kids didn't disturb them. And I didn't even know if this lady was sitting. Like, I don't even pay attention to the other people in the restaurant really, unless there's something that catches my eye. Maybe she's had some really horrible experiences. I don't know. Maybe she was sitting next to us and just maybe she overheard the way we were interacting with our kids, or I don't know. But it was definitely interesting. It was something that I'm never going to forget. Yeah. But, I feel like we're doing some things right. As a parent, you always feel like there's probably more you could be doing, or, you wonder if you're failing somewhere, especially when they do something out of character, they do something out of your expected normalcy. Last night as I'm laying there trying to sleep, about, 10-something, I hear a large crashing sound, and I swear it came from their room. They were having a sleepover in my daughter's room last night because she has a DVD player and TV in her room. He would have one, except I haven't gotten to buy one for him yet. I haven't found one at a reasonable price, and he's only here half the time because he goes to his dad's. And I just lost a piece. So bear with me for just a moment while I find it, because it's very detrimental that I find it. It didn't fall on my lap. Oh man, it's the other one of these right here, that circle. And you'd think that should be easy to find, but it probably hit its edge and rolled away and is forever lost now. So I might have to get off mic for just a moment and go look for it. Oi! Flashlight from the phone. Come here. Where are your piece? Where did you go? Where did you go? Alrighty. He's going wherever. I can't have it be gone forever. Get it. Bounce off the other direction. Where did you go? Oh. What's up, buddy? Okay. Got my hoodie on. It's cold down here in the basement this morning. All right, you know what? I think I'm just going to do this time. I'm just going to poke it. That way I don't have to try to pick it up. Probably a smarter way to go. There we go. Ta-da. That's not going to go flying off into the void again. Okay, now these are going to be one way only. So this part's going to be important when I go to actually assemble the left and right arms. I think. Oh, maybe not. Weird. Throwing me curveballs here, guys. Alright, so that's left and right. So, spin that so it's that way. No. It needs to be this way. I like that better. This one needs to spin this way. So, there we go. That's the way I like them. Okay. Oh. Okay. I need K30 and 31. K3 and K31. Hey, hey, Casey, how's it going, buddy? Well, let me show you what I got so far. I've already done the legs. Here's where I'm at so far with my Jedi Kikka. So I do have my legs finished for her. I'm working on her arms now. I've been building them both as I go. I wanted to get the legs done so I could stand them up. And here's the Sith. So her arms will be next once I'm done with the Jedi arms. As you can see, I've done some custom work there. I built the cowl, and I built the extended skirt there on the front. So yeah, that's where we're at right now, and she's been coming along. It's been a little side project. I've been working on her little bits at a time. There are these two little bits at a time, kind of in between trying to recover and work, and the other project I have going on, which I'll go and grab. I haven't actually done much on her right now. I'm waiting to get back into the detail painting on her, which I'm gonna do when I get into the detail painting on these two kits, because I do have a lot of gold going there. But here's the one that's really the big one. This is the one that's really got a ways to go yet, but every time I seem to touch it, something goes wrong. So I've been kind of holding her off until I feel better, and maybe 2020 shows me some good things. You know, I made the comment to Nellie last night. I said, you know what? I'm giving 2022 the next 24 hours to shape up or ship out. Yeah, the last 2 years, man, they've just been brutal, eh? But hey, thanks for joining. I haven't seen you in a while. I think you were streaming a couple nights ago, maybe around Christmas time. I think I saw something there, and it's it's been a rough and whirlwindy couple of weeks here. We ended up having Christmas Eve supper at our house, kind of a last minute thing, and we had like 14 people here, and it was it all came off well. It all went well, but it just, there's a lot of stress around the holidays this year, and I was rushing around to try to make different doctor appointments and lab tests and things. So, yeah, it's just been, it's been fun. But what are you working on today? You working on anything on your long? I'm assuming you have a long weekend too, with it being New Year's. Did you do anything last night? Okay, got that a little closer. Eh? I gotta figure out, how do you, I see you when you're streaming on Instagram. I gotta figure out are you just doing that off of your phone, or is there like some sort of applet or something I can download to the computer? I could use Instagram once in a while. Lately I've only been able to stream for about an hour anyway at a time, so that might be something I could do. Right, yeah, I guess you did. Jesus Christ, that'll give you the kind of idea of how well my brain functions. Yeah, you just said you're on the same page as me. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I'm losing it, buddy. I'm losing it. Sometimes you just want to give up, Actually, I made the mistake of saying something kind of along those lines to my doctor, and the intention wasn't to make it sound like I was depressed or having those kinds of thoughts, but kind of came across that way, and yeah, she's like, so, you, I guess that's these, eh? But why don't I have... Oh, wow. No, it's these little guys. Wow. These are going to be hard for me, I think. So I need 2 and 5. Oh, yeah? Oh, that's nice, buddy. 2.5, 3 hours. Wow. You still getting any flack for building in suit, or are people actually starting to turn around on that? And I mean, I think it's cool. Like, I commend what you're doing. I think it's pretty sweet. But I know for a while there you were having some trouble with some people, and especially at the local hobby store. And I don't know if you're still having issues with that, or if that's gotten better or not. It has actually kind of been a while since I've actually talked to you. Like, I don't even know how the progress is on the car. Like, how's you coming along on that? Yeah, I think the Eevee was... I think you were streaming that. Maybe you unboxed it in the video I saw, or... I didn't get to watch the whole thing. Like I said, I was busy with it. What? Okay, so that's for the side. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's for this side. Get it backwards. There we go. Those don't really, they just barely sit in there. I don't have TikTok, so I haven't seen any of your stuff on there. I think Facebook showed me one a long time ago that you were, I think you were doing a TikTok dance in suit, and I don't think it had anything to do with building at the time, although you were on your background, so you could see your kits and stuff. Oh yeah. How's work? You last I think I remember talking to you about work. Things weren't going so well. You were pretty upset about some stuff. That's been. You were crawling around, cleaning dust out from behind a rack. Yeah, it's been that long. I think you were playing. What the hell game were you playing back then when we were talking about that? It was like, it wasn't a tank. It was like some sort of bunker ship thing. Oh yeah. I found a furry car group. I don't know if you're part of that. Furry. I think it's called Furry Garage. A lot of somebody in there the other day has a brand new C8 Vet. They were parking in their garage while in suit. I would not. I would be very, very, very hesitant to park or to drive a vehicle while wearing suit. That would be, with the limited vision, that would be scary. Like I'd sit and pose. It shouldn't. I don't have one, so it's not even an issue. But a suit, not a car. I have a truck. Well, my brain is all over the place here, buddy. All right. So my Jedi almost has arms. I'm not even using half of this leg armor for her. I'm trying to keep her more traditionally, like a Jedi would be more traditionally less flashy, less armor, less necessity for extras. The armor's getting the blue electro force energy look, just 'cause I think it actually kind of looks cool. I know it's not a canonical thing to have force imbued armor or anything like that, at least to my knowledge. There's not such a thing. Wouldn't really make sense to put kyber crystals on your armor, I guess. Although, in retrospect, maybe it would make sense. Then you could block a lightsaber with your gauntlet. That would make sense. And I did not trim the freaking nubs off of that. Wow. Yeah, I can get to him here. Alright, how long have we been on this one? 39 minutes? Is that auto-scrolling, or did it just bottom out? Yeah, it's auto-scrolling. Sweet. Uh-oh. Lost my page. There it is. We're just going to give her the temporary grabby hands. No, I've never watched Jobby the Hung video. Never. Yeah, I wrestled with the idea. Well, I imagine. I wrestled with the idea of doing any customization to these two at all. The initial plan was just to do a clear effects part swap. It's just going to move the pink over to the red kit and the blue over to the white kit, and the white would look, in my opinion, a little bit more noble / regal. Would give it that kind of paladin kind of look, with more like a dark warlord armor on the red. And then as I developed the ideas onto that and got to looking at the parts, I was like, hey, I could do Jedi and Sith, which has come out quite nicely. I can't imagine you building. I think I think you did a unboxing stream, or did you do an unboxing stream for the Magatsuki? Maybe that's what I caught recently, or like a look at. Because I want to say you were in suit while you were doing it. Maybe it was for the Eevee. Let's give her one of her basic swords for now. If I can get it in her hand. Holy smokes. Get in there. on the actual build. But yeah, she's basically complete now. Just some fine tuning on the armor for her. I think I'm going to change the color on this head plate and give it not necessarily a crest, but maybe like a blue gem. I'll cut a little piece of runner and sand it off and put a little piece of blue gem on there. I might give her the blue belts that come around her side skirts. She's pretty much done though, I think. I don't think I'm going to go too crazy. I do have a little touch-up paint to do, and you see on the paint here where I was cleaning up my nubs, I kind of scraped it a little bit. I modified this hairpiece too. You can see it's not the original Kikka hair. Of course, I painted it from pink to brown. But I took a little piece of Innocentia ponytail, hollowed it out, and wrapped it around the outside of the Kikka hair to give it a more split, more wind-blowing effect on that. So, and of course, I gave her blue eyes, which I took a set of eyes from a Gurai, and then highlighted them with some blue pen, a nice Prismacolor blue, true blue color to get a little bit more blue glow to them, to try to get them to match her lightsabers and her blue effect parts. So she's like I said, she's pretty close to being finished. Of course, kind of a silicon pose the way that arm is there. Let's move it down. Let's just have her move both of them down, I guess. Ooh. There we go. Oh, not quite. That looks a little more symmetrical. And then I didn't give her a cowl. I thought about giving her a like a white or a tan version of the same cowl that I gave to my Sith, but kind of decided against that in the long run. Of course, she's gonna get the armored shoulders, but I'm not gonna do that on this stream. She's getting the bare shoulders done right now. Probably didn't really need to actually switch manuals, but as you can see, manuals are different. Kikka's manual has a separate instructions for building hair, so in the front page, but this one doesn't have. So that's of course going to change the placement of everything. But yeah, the tattered skirt thing actually has come up pretty nicely. I have somewhere over here. Ow! I don't need this anymore. Get out of my way. Somewhere over here I have another piece. Where to go? Prepared for later. I haven't decided exactly where it's going to go on the kit. Okay, where did it go? I have her alternate hair as well, so that she can actually look like the Empress that she is, ready to go. And the cowl can be removed easily. Okay, there's one of them. Where's the other one? There's part of it. Where's the other part? I didn't lose it, did I? Did I get messed up in this stuff? Oh, this is not good. Uh-oh. It's not a good time to find this out. I'm missing a custom-built part. Whoa. Where did it go? It's not my box. Did I get the wrong box? Not this box, is it? Uh-oh. What in the world happened to my part? There's that. There's the other piece. That. Still missing. Not drying, not curing. Uh-oh. Alternate helps. Okay, well, somewhere there's another piece to this. For the, I made like a side skirt, or possibly like a back piece that would go possibly like right here. I'm thinking. I can't get it on there, but give her more. Oh, it's right here. It's hiding in her hair. And I haven't decided if this will be like part of the cowl coming off, or if it'll be part of like, you know, the hip skirting, kind of like that. But it's still got that tattered look. Something I'm kind of toying around with there for potential finishing here, but I said I don't know where exactly I'd put that. Maybe on the back, like there. Something it could be adjusted to kind of fit down, and it shouldn't look too bad. It might look better up top though, like off to the side, like a shoulder off the cowl. Something, I don't know. I like it. It's a custom built thing. It came out really well. I'll probably use it. I just don't know where yet. Okay, let's build her arms. This will have to get a little touch up as well, because these were white parts. They'll be black now. Hey, whoa. Gone. No. You do not go underneath there. Roundy bits. Easy to lose, eh? Okay, done with that one. And I've been slowly adding to the wall behind me. I don't know if you've noticed. As I've been building kits, I've been putting the box arts up there just to kind of help not be a concrete wall of gloominess. I found the Miku poster at the grocery store not too terribly long ago. I was looking for things for the kids, and I was like, oh, a Miku poster, I can throw that in there. It's something to throw in my background. It's next to the punching bag, so of course now that I'm thinking about that, it kind of looks like, you know, if I'm thinking about punching Miku while I'm hitting the punching bag, but that's not the case. I haven't done that in ages. I need to feel better so I can actually start hitting the gym again. I mean, I have one. There's a weight bench right there. Right. Yeah, this is so hard to do backwards. There you go. Weight bench right there. Yeah. Clearly, I'm not trained to be a meteorologist. Expect sun and clouds over here. Over here. Yeah. I was actually thinking about coming over Magatsuki here with the with like a white chalk pastel to kind of wash out her flesh tone to give her that kind of sickly, pale Sith Lord kind of look. And then I'll probably add some tan highlights to the Kikka Jedi. Words, man. Words are hard. Hey, what's happening, Alex? How you doing, man? Thanks for popping in. Happy New Year, yeah. I haven't logged in yet this morning. I got up a little late and wanted to get the stream done before my kids get up and making too much noise. They were up pretty late, so I'm hoping they sleep in for a while yet. I was having some struggles getting up and going this morning. But yeah, that's as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to pop in, do my dailies. I got you on Spade Bounty yesterday, I think. Or at least I sent you a request. I don't know if you got it. I don't really know how that works. I send requests to people and then I get letters back, thank you notes back from people I don't send things to, so I don't know how that works. I'm still not really 100% sure how that Spade Bounty is working, but whatever. If I see you there and you're online and I'm doing Spade Bounty, I usually try to send you a request. I think you've had one day I couldn't. I think your reserve team was full or something. I'll have to like Google it, see how it actually does work. I don't really know. I've just been kind of playing the game. I'm not min-maxing or anything or trying to figure out everything. I'm just enjoying it. I'm stuck though. I can't. I'm stuck in chapter 16. Can't advance. I can't pass the current stage I'm on. I think it's like 16-12 or something. It's one of the mini bosses ones in the groups of 3 where I'd get gems. So maybe it's 16-15. And I can't clear board game 5. I get like 2 from the end. Yeah, that bonded thing. You only get to bond with 10 people. It's kind of weird, eh? Like, it's a weird term. I think like I said, I think it's supposed to be to like indicate like super glue, for bonding like super glue. Because that's one of the things that they are using for enhancement parts is super glue. Ooh. Yeah. I'm not sure if the music comes through so well for you guys. I find if I have it at a certain volume, I don't get nailed on. Yeah. Oh, you're chapter 18. Jesus, man, you're way ahead of me. I say way ahead of me because it's a climb, eh? Like you'll do well for like, I don't know, 10 missions straight if you're lucky. Like you'll do a bunch of upgrading, you'll go like 10 missions, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, now I have to wait a day or two to get some more lucky charms or stamps. I'm stuck right now. I can't advance my my levels anymore until like I can slowly add to 160 for 3 characters, but I can't. I've got 2 characters stuck at level 140 because I'm stuck at 2 stars. I need to get some more 3-star characters, but I've been holding off on doing a roll. I don't remember if it was Horde or Lion. It might have been Lion. Messaged me privately and said not to roll until after the 1st. That there's going to be a new banner kicking off today, and that I should save up for my rolls for this banner. And then I saw the new basically baseball game, not baseball game event. And I did a little. Jeez, must be feeding the animals upstairs. It's getting loud. I saw the thing there yesterday. I think it was yesterday, and I haven't rolled for it yet. They literally are lucky charms. Hadn't really thought about it that way, huh? I guess they're called clovers. They're always after me, Lucky Charms. And in case you're wondering what the hell we're talking about, there's a game for mobile called Figure Fantasy that came out a month ago now, if that. I had signed up for the beta, so I got a notification when it popped, and it's basically it's what we build, man, as a game. You collect your figures and can get upgrade parts for them. I wish the upgrade parts were cosmetic. Like, I wish that was something that happened. You know, like when you get the ball cap, they actually wore the ball cap, or maybe they do like a crown or a circlet, or you had the option to turn it off and on. It'd be pretty sweet. I definitely wish there was more cosmetic enhancements. The optional paint skins are kind of cool, but I find them kind of limited. And be honest, I don't really care for Arakiza on a bike. Like, I like her original design, so putting her in like a fucking neoprene suit and throwing her on a bicycle, just I don't know, it's not for me. But yeah, exactly. Some sort of custom, something that you can do that's not just the basic figure. I do like Ember's alternate outfit, but I'm not spending basically $30 just to, because I'm Canadian, right? Just to get her in a fucking like a summer dress. I don't even use her that much. Like, Ember's good, but like I've only got her at 1 star, so there's no. Yeah, right? It's stupid expensive for what? For it looks better. Like, the one for Megan is sweet. Like, I like that Cheongsam. That's a nice looking outfit, but I'm not paying $30 for just that. Like, okay, that being said, I think it gives you like 2% to stats. 2%, woohoo. I guess it's really no different than buying skins in Fortnite. You can play the game without a freaking skin. It's all about customizing your character. And to date, I've only bought 1 skin, but that's because I got into playing with my kids, and it's like I want something different than what they have. And of course, I bought a skin that everyone's super jealous of here at the house. I bought the Covert Ops Lynx. She's wearing like all black skin with like some blue. Yeah, some of them, like, I think it's shitty that they put the level cap at 140 or 130 on your purple 3 stars. No, it's 160 for purple 3 star. But they can't go any higher. Like, Yuki is like fucking. She's a staple on my team. I have not yet found a reason to take Yuki out of my party. She's such a powerhouse. Her little crit baseball bat swing is amazing, and like, she's a story character. For the Xantha skin. I feel like the story characters should have the ability to go further. They're main part of the story. You've had them since you started the game. Should they not be... I mean, maybe there's something down the line. You'll be able to upgrade them. Oh, you already do play it. Right on. What server are you on, man? Like, I think we're on... What are we on? NA5? NA4? It's weird, because sometimes there's cross... Yeah, there's cross server stuff going on. I see, like, sometimes I get help from somebody from like NA14 or something. It's like, what the hell? Like, how's that work? But like, I've got Yuki, Karan, and Kazue all 3-star pink. One's I think one's Yuki's the only one at 160. I think the other two are like 150 something, 155 or so. And like, I swap Karan and Kazue out. Like, if there's a line of 3, I'll put Kazue in. Oh, you're 17. And then if it's like the enemies are kind of scattered about the map and there's no line of 3, I'll put in Karan, because once she gets going, like, her damage doubles. Well, maybe not doubles, but it definitely increases exponentially per enemy she defeats. So if you're teaming her up with Osuke, which I often have in my party, he'll start whittling down everybody's life, and then she'll hit the first enemy for like fucking 100 and something thousand, boom, and it'll kill them. And then she'll hit the next one for like 180,000, boom, kill them. Then like 260, and then like I've seen her get up to like 374,000 damage, and it's like she just wipes out single-handedly almost the entire field, and it makes me hard. Makes me hard. Makes it hard for me to want to take her off my team, knowing that she can basically single-handedly win me a match. Yeah, that's gonna get me demonetized. Nah, I don't even think I've set myself up for monetization. I've done probably 100 of these videos now, and I don't do it for the money. I do it for the, just for the fun of it. I'm here to build and hang out if people want to hang out with me, and pass along some of my knowledge of skills and things I've learned how to do. And I also do it for my kids. One day I won't be here, and they can let Grandpa, if they have kids, they can let Grandpa talk, and they can learn about their grandfather. And it's my legacy, I guess, my YouTube legacy. Yeah, well, and that's what I'm finding is like the characters are great for certain points. But there's certain characters I just don't have. Like everyone running Crusoe's, I want him so bad. I don't have him. My brother got him. He's running him, and people are. I only just got a Harriet. My whole core party is 2-star pink or up, and I just got a single gold star Harriet. It's like I want to use her, but she's useless right now. Like even if I put her on my wall, she's still only 140 with a top out of 7 on her fucking upgrade, whatever the hell you call that, her skill tree. That's not conducive. It doesn't help me at all. Like it's just the same problem I have with Ember. I do have Ember to 1-star pink, but for the longest time she was stuck at 1-star gold, and I couldn't do anything with her. Like she's cool. Everyone's like, oh, Ember's so great, and it's like she's not helping me. She's great, but for the first 2 seconds, and then somebody gets into the back row and she's done in one hit. Like that doesn't help me. I do got my big 3 up to 10 though, so I've been actually grinding out my big 3 every day. I've been trying to get everyone to purple. Oh Jesus, Gundams. So I took about a 12-year hiatus from building. I never really. I mean, I guess I can say I built Gundams, but I've always done custom work. I've never really done straight builds. I got into the hobby probably 2002. I was at Anime Expo, and I saw the first generation Gundam girls had just come out. The ones that were figures. They weren't kits. They had the add-on packs, but I saw the Gundam girl and I fell in love with it. I mean, I've always been a fan of the female form. I've always been a fan of anime. And to have a mecha girl was pretty sweet. The Anime Expo mascot was a mecha girl, so I was, it would have been sweet if they had something like that. But even back then, they were like $200, and I didn't bring that much money with me to Expo that year, so I couldn't buy one. And I actually have in my archives on my studio page, way down in the bottom there somewhere, a picture of my very first attempt at a Gundam girl from 2002. But it did get me to start collecting and building custom kits. So I would buy like the Gundam Versago and the F91 and the Victory Gundam, and it's like I'd buy them for specific parts. Like the Victory Gundam, I liked the V-fins coming off the back, the backpack from the chest. Rip stream. What happened? My stream die? Everything okay? What am I listening to? Graves of Fireflies? Am I still there? I'm still here. Says I'm still streaming. Everybody okay? We're all good? Do. Mayday. Lost OSP. Or maybe that's just response. Okay. To what I was saying earlier. But yeah, so you may find in the studio, if you search enough, you may find some of my earlier customs. Some of them never actually made it any further than just primer. Back when I'd like build them all, build everything, and then assemble it. Build and assemble, same word, a little redundant. But I'd basically primer the whole thing afterward. I'd have it all built and I'd paint it in gray, and then like you'd lift the arm socket and be like, oh, I missed a big spray area here. So obviously I've learned, far beyond that at this point. But street building was never really something I got into, and I do have a few right now that, like I collected the Mushas. I haven't got the third one yet. I want the third Musha. But $300 is out of my reach at the moment, and possibly for the foreseeable future, the way things are going. But my Mark 1, I did do as close as I could. Like, I keep telling myself I'm going to buy Gundams and build straight builds. This is what it's going to be. It's going to be a straight build right out of the box. And then I always have to do paint correction. I always have to do a little something because it's just something about the straight builds that I've, I do like, look, I've never watched a series. I've never been into Gundam as a series. I think the best mecha anime I ever liked was Razafon. Neon Gen 7 Galleon was good, but I don't really consider that a mecha anime, more as a teen drama. Which that chat the other day, I don't know if you were there for that, was something else. Poor Mecro basically outed himself as a pedophile accidentally. That was I had to walk away from that one. That was getting a little too much for me even. But that was something else. Shit, what was I saying? And so I've kind of in more recent years I've kind of started building more straight builds. Not necessarily with the intent to keep them that way, but like, yeah, what? Like I've got a Gundam Nobel that I've built and a Gundam Duel Assault Shroud where I've built without the armor. These are straight builds, but this is part of something that's there's a sketch that I did as part of our studio daily sketchbook challenge a few months ago where I drew the two of them together as like a tango pose. The prompts for that day were duel and dance. I want to say they were duel and dance, and rather than doing the traditional like pistol duel or dance with pistol duels, I reached out and I know of the Duel Gundam, because that's something my brother has built, and of course I know of the Nobel and the iconic picture of the G Gundam like holding her up in his arms. So I knew they had the flexibility, or she at least had the flexibility. I know MGs are pretty good with flexibility, especially from the seed line. So I thought I could easily do something where I could sketch that, and then if I wanted to turn the sketch into an actual piece, an art piece, I could. The downside is the Nobel does not release in a 1/100 scale. It only comes in a 1/144. So I'm gonna have to do some alterations. I'm gonna have to actually shorten the legs just ever slightly on the Duel and the arms just ever so slightly in the Duel, hopefully to the point where they're not noticeable and it doesn't look dwarfed. And then I'm going to lengthen the arms and legs and possibly the torso section on the Nobel. I don't think I need to do anything with the head because there's so much hair on there. But yeah, so I have test fit the posing. I can get the posing that's in my sketch. I just have to do the alterations to make them, height-wise similar. And they're close right now with the pose that I could, work the camera angle and make it work right without having to do any kind of alteration to the kits. But I do want to be able to put this on like a turntable style music box and actually have it be where you can twist the bottom. There you go. And then it rotate to a song playing with the two of them dancing on it. I thought that'd make a pretty cool art piece. But yeah, somebody brought up in the chat a couple days ago, we were talking about possible crossover events that the game could have, and we were talking about different, because I brought up, it'd be kind of cool if they had some Gundam-inspired figures, some sort of, because the people who collect and build figurines are often people who collect and build Gundams as well. And so I was kind of thinking that it'd be kind of cool if they did some sort of crossover event, or at least introduce something that's not just a girl or a guy, something more robotic. And I know they got like little milk guys and the chicken guys and whatever, but I'm talking like a full-on robot. And then somebody got onto like, well, they've got Vasily and they've got his sister, and I'm like, that's not what I mean. What I mean is like, an actual like Gundam figure on the shelf, and they're like, oh, well, so what you mean is what you like, and I'm like, no, just in general, it could be anything. It could be Gundam, it could be, what the hell is the one with 02? Like, there's all kinds of mechs they could reach from, and I was like, one of the biggest whores for collabing is Evangelion. Like, they will collab with just about anything. There's probably going to be a Miku sooner or later. We're going to have a Miku figure. Almost undoubtedly, we may eventually get an Evangelion, because both of those entities like to branch out as much as they can. I can't tell you how many games I've played where there's been a crossover event with Evangelion or with Miku. So I kind of expect that in figure fantasy. As soon as I brought up Evangelion, someone's like, ooh, a Rey and Asuka waifu. And I was like, hey, man, like, guys, she's 14. Let's not talk about that here. Like, canonically, those are 14-year-old girls. Like, you have to be 14 to pilot an Eva. To lust after a 14-year-old is kind of maybe let's not go there. And the chat just exploded with people dividing between acceptance of, like, it devolved straight into child pornography and the graphical depictions of child pornography. Right? It would be insane. And I'll answer the other question in just a second about the Gundam for beginners. So I was like, look, if you look it up, you look at the UN standpoint on it, you look at any Google reference, any legal reference on it, any graphical depiction, whether it's hand-drawn photograph of a minor engaged in a sexual act, is considered child pornography, whether it's real or not. And it came down to this big argument on it, and Mecro was one of the bigger defendants of it being allowable. And they're like, well, and I think they even made the comment of like, well, if it exists, it can't be illegal. And I was like, man, bro, like, there's a lot of things that exist that aren't legal. And it was all over the place. But then I don't remember if it was Arjack. I think it was Arjack. Basically just started hammering at Mecro, calling him a pedo, calling him all these names. And I'm like, okay, I'm out. Like, I don't want to be involved in this chat anymore. Like, it's gotten really bad. And, so case in point, the waifu thing with kids is, it's obviously a subject for me that's a little touchy. To answer the question, actually, Keisher Wolf, who's on the stream right now, I think he may have stepped out. I see I've lost a viewer. It could be him. He actually did a pretty good little series of his top 5 that he thought were great for beginners. I agree with a lot of what he says. Myself, there was a series of Gundams released in the early 2000s. They're a high-grade figure in a 1/100 scale. So you get the size of a 1/100 MG with a little toned-down detail, a little less posability. They're a little cheaper. They may be difficult to acquire. They're around $30 to $50 if you can find them. But they're from the Endless Waltz series, which is a great series kit. The Endless Waltz is one of the best designs, in my opinion, for Gundams. Because each one was different. Each one had its own gimmick. Each one was Meg gonna have to be blocked. He hasn't really talked about it much. It's one of those things where I haven't blocked him yet. There was one person in that chat that was really pushing for pedophilia being okay. That person I blocked. I don't remember who the hell it was now. I couldn't tell you. There is somebody I blocked a while back that I see. I want to say I see Great Horde arguing with once in a while. VII. I don't ever know what's being said because I blocked that person. I don't know how to unblock. Sometimes I want to see the other half of the conversation, but I can't. But yeah, so I recommend the HG 1/100 scale from the Endless Waltz series. They're an easy, great starter kit. Keisher has, I think he's got a bear guy on there. Was a pretty decent kit. He's recommended mostly HG. I think he's got a couple RG on there. Great breakout kits, regardless. Actually, no, I only have the 1/144th and the HG from that line available. I mean, you can probably see the box in the wall. I don't know if it just looks like colors or not, but there's a couple of the 1/100 on there. For me, I like to try to buy on a budget because I am going to be basically cutting parts apart. The figure kits are like the Magatsukis here. It's about an $80 kit. She's annoying. But yeah, I mean, as far as Keisha, if you want to drop a link there for your content, so you can watch that video. If you want to link that video, even feel free to do so. As far as my drawings and other artwork, just go to studiojedi.com, follow any of the backlinks, or go to Studio Jedi, Facebook, Instagram. We've got a few different sites there. If you want to check out some of our other work, my wife and I run the studio. She's more of a digital artist, digital media. She's been breaking into more physical media lately. I got her into building figures, and she doesn't do Gundams, but she definitely does the girls. Feel free to check that stuff out. Sorry, I'm getting off on tangents here, not doing any building. I'm getting a text. I can answer that in a minute. I think it's Tim. I think it's not Tim. Let's get these pieces shaved and cleaned up. Check that in case it's important. He might even be streaming. He might be in the stream just lurking. If you are, hey buddy. You don't have to say hi, but if you're there, hello. I do see I have a lurker. Hello, lurker, whoever you may be. Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, some of the conversations when people start bashing on furries, it's like, hey, you know what? I'm kind of like, I guess what I'd be like a partial furry. I don't have a suit. I don't go to meets or anything like that. I kind of got into the fandom for the I ordered the sweater. No, I did not. I kind of got into the fandom as a way to expand my artistic possibilities. I grew up with shows like SWAT Cats and Thundercats, Disney's Robin Hood. So I've always been kind of around and introduced and indoctrinated to furry art or anthropomorphic animals of some sort or another. I've always kind of had a penchant for cat girls in anime. Thank you to Dominion Tank Police if you've ever heard of that one. To call myself a full-on furry, not necessarily. I do have persona, mostly for the art. But at the same time, SWAT Cats is a throwback. Yeah. It was a great show. For those who are full furry, identify as furries more so than their human counterparts, I don't think it's right that people discriminate against them as much. I mean, we're in a world now where acceptance in society should be paramount, right? You should update that video. Hey man, your call. It's your channel. I certainly wouldn't turn you down doing a updated video. I like your content. So when I see people bashing on furries, it's like, hey, you know what? They've got just as much right to anyone else. Whatever religious background or ethnical background or sexual orientation, we're all people. We're all on this planet to do the best we can to survive like anyone else. So if it's something that brings you joy and somebody's bashing it, that bothers me. So when I see shit like that in chat, I try to say something. Surprisingly enough, I've actually found out that there are quite a few furries in Figure Fantasy. And I think it's kind of funny because the chat seems to just die whenever someone's bashing a furry. And it's like, huh. but like Grim Furball, she's definitely one. I've had some private chats, and sorry Grim if I'm outing you if you're watching this. I don't think it's really a big secret though. I think you know your name kind of says it all. No shit, that's on upside down. Get it off. Yeah. Anyway, so back to regular conversation. Where are we at? It's the busiest my chat's been, like, ever. Yeah, no, SWAT Cats was great. I don't know if you remember Samurai Pizza Cats. It wasn't exactly... It was a little bit more childlike for its era, but, yeah, that was a good one. Ronin Warriors was great. That was another great anime from that era. Animaniacs. Not gonna lie, when I was younger, there was a certain, what the hell was her name? Minerva Mink, that as a adolescent teen growing into sexual, what's the word I want? Adulthood, found the way she was drawn to be quite provocative. So yeah, you know, maybe at heart I am one. You know, I mean, Disney's had one forever. In the form of a mouse, if we want to talk about society and their acceptance of quote-unquote furries. That's definitely... It's a bit of a stretch because, you know, what people will accept and what they won't. Bugs Bunny. You know, yeah, Samurai Pizza Cats, oh my god. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, it goes further than you think. It's a big rabbit hole to go down. And you might end up in Albuquerque. Oh, no. Ooh, that was close. It's kind of funny that the Asian animation market and culture has taken so much of the world over time. Like, there's pretty much no... We have to deal with Roxanne from the Goofy movie. I may or may not have read a fan-produced quote-unquote comic that occurs sometime later after the Goofy movie and after the second Goofy movie that may or may not have starred her having trouble making her ends meet. Well, she certainly had no trouble making other people's ends meet her ends, but that was a thing that I stumbled upon and was like, hey, what's this about? Oh. And then, you know, it's a train wreck. You just can't stop reading. Come on. Get in there. So wrist pegs for these girls are really fragile. And if you can't... There we go. It is the left arm, so I want the left hand. And we get a right hand. Okay. And weapons for her. Yeah, advanced grip. As far as... No, we didn't do anything last night. I had kind of a rough day yesterday with work, and my health hasn't been the best as of late, so that is too high up. I want to bring that down. I came home and slept basically for 3 hours after a nice hot soak in the tub. She got to pay the rent. Yeah, that's it. Rent, sure. And then I got up, played a couple rounds of Fortnite with the wife and kids, did my figure fantasy, and then we watched the new Mortal Kombat movie. It was one of my Christmas movies that I got in my... every year for Christmas, I buy everyone in the family a new set of pajamas. It comes in a box. It's a new set of pajamas, a new movie or two, bunch of popcorn, other snacks, and then we usually spend the day watching our new movies in our new pajamas, eating popcorn, drinking coffee and hot cocoa, and that's just something. It's kind of a routine we've gotten into as a family, and the kids love it. They enjoy the time we spend with them doing that, and can I do this in such a way that they're like crossed? There we go. Yeah, let's do them like that. Oh shit. Whoa. That's not good. There we go. I don't like that. Should I give her a reverse grip on these, maybe? That'll look better. I don't know. Nah. I was thinking about joining with a chain. Glad you all had a good time. And at that moment, he realized is fed up. Fed up. Furry levels. Whoa, I gotta back up. Do the thing about furry levels. What's beta eta? What is that? I'll have to look that up. Yeah, the kids actually didn't stick around for the Mortal Kombat movie. They left the room. They started watching it, and then the first scene where Hanzo's family gets frozen by Sub-Zero, my son was like, I don't really want to watch this. And I was like, hey, you don't have to watch it, bud. Like, you know, it's not your cup of tea. You don't like kids getting frozen, I don't blame you. But, you know, I'm sure it'll all work out in the end. I'm sure Sub-Zero will get his. And he's like, yeah, no, I'm going to bounce. And I was like, okay, that's cool. You don't have to watch it. All right, there we go. So, we've got our Sith with her beamsicles, newly invented weapon that didn't exist. Oh, fucked up. I got you. Fucked up. Oh, like because he basically outed himself, kind of thing. Nice. Yeah. So yeah, there's Sith. There's Jedi. Her cowl does not want to stay forward right now. So there we go. Just some touch-up work to do. I think I'm gonna build the rest of her armor. I'll probably do that maybe I'll work on that tomorrow. But I'm gonna draw this particular stream to a close here pretty quick, and then I'll hang out for a minute and just chat. But yeah, so these are coming along great. This is the Magatsuki custom and the Kikka custom. Jedi and Sith builds that I'm working on. Oh, let's see if we can get a better view on that. There you go. And I'll of course keep streaming those as I go. Thanks, man. Yeah, they're, you know, I'm pretty happy with the base figures as they are. I've done I've done a lot now of customs. I have a couple that I've built straight just because I wanted something to do while I was sitting around watching movies with the kids or whatever in the evening, or I didn't have nothing to do, and they're probably going to get bastardized into something down the road. I don't generally build a kit and then take it apart to mesh up with another kit somewhere else. I usually have in mind what I want to build ahead of time. I'll usually have kind of a plan going in my head of I want parts from this kit, I want parts from that kit. So when I go to build the kit, I actually assemble those parts only, and then whatever's left gets put in I got bins upon bins over here full of extra parts, and then I have extras for other things down the line. One of the cool things about the frame arms and the Megami device kits, and I think some of the Eastern model kits actually are having it now too. Lots of extra parts. You can actually collect enough extra parts to build other girls. So I think the average is about every 3 kits I have enough parts to build another spare girl, and then of course the armor I scab together armor from different things. But yeah, that's kind of that. I don't know, any questions? Anything anyone's got there? Said I'm not used to having more than 0 people in my stream, or sometimes I'll have like 1. She got a little bit of a cake, eh? I gave her pants. I figured Jedi need pants. Sith are a little bit more slooty, so she's not getting pants. See, I actually kind of want to. I don't do that right now. I was gonna take her cowl off and put her Empress hair on, but I'm gonna leave it for now. Let's see what we're gonna do later. I got some touch-up paint to do, obviously. I got some parts, like even on the black here on the shoulder there. You got that white from the nub. A lot of people don't like to paint on rotors. I think I talk about this just about every video, but I do my first coat on runner, and then once I get everything assembled, I'll come back, and if I need to either touch up paint or I'll respray the whole piece and get a second coat on there. I don't use airbrush. I do everything rattle can in hand. Get similar, if not same, results. And yeah, that's that. But yeah, like I was saying, if Keisha can find that video, that'd be awesome. If not, if he hasn't already found it, let's see. Look for those HG 1100s. He's saying his easiest Gundam he built was the Intrigrade RX-78-2. The Intrigrade, I don't have experience with it. All I know is it was released, I think, in the last year, a few months back. I don't know, 6-7 months ago or so. And it's meant to be for people who've never built a model kit. If I'm not mistaken, and in case maybe you can correct me on this, I don't even think you need nippers. I think you can actually pop the pieces out of the runner, and you don't even have to do any cleanup as far as nubs or anything like that goes. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was their plan with that. I thought maybe entry grade meant that, like, right out of the box you could build it and submit it to a World Cup or some kind of build contest. I thought that's what it meant. And yeah, no, that's not what it means at all. I've never joined any GBUCs or WC, GBU, whatever, Gunpla Builder World Cups. Except, I don't really build Gundams. Like I said, I did do my straight build on my, I didn't finish that line of thought. My Musha 1, I did color correction. I actually did some weathering and antiquing on the metal parts. I tried to actually make it look a little bit more steampunk era, with more of a brass rather than gold, added copper elements and some like silver, steel, just to give it a little bit more of a, I don't know, an antique look, something more from that era that it's designed off of. I tried to do a more kind of grainy armor effect with a candy red, where it'd be like the polished bamboo armor, where the edges would be kind of rough and darker colored, and then the center would be more glossy and red. And the effect came out really nice. I was really, really impressed with how well that came out. I did do a stock build of the Asura Ninetails figure kit by Kotobukiya. She's a gorgeous kit. she was not as much fun to build as I would like. She had a lot of stabby parts, a lot of things you try to put together and you got poked a lot. But she came out really clean. I did do a stock build on the Aikawa crossover from Alice Gear Aegis that I ordered her by accident. I meant to order one for my wife and forgot that I'd put it on pre-order and ended up seeing it pop up on like a flash sale on Amy on pre-order, and I was like, hey, I need that for my wife, and I'd forgot I'd ordered, so I ended up with two, so I stock built one. So she's up there on the shelf with my Edelweiss Jaeger. My Edelweiss Jaeger was meant to be part of a kind of stormtrooper build mixed over with a Gauf. And I wanted something to do while we were out camping. We were out camping for like a week, and I thought, hey, I want to try, I want to try building a kit out in the woods. And fortunately, everything went well. In retrospect, I don't recommend building out while camping because if you do drop a piece, you may never find it. Fortunately, I didn't have that issue. I was kind of building out of a small tray, so any pieces I dropped couldn't roll off. But yeah, that was a very stressful build. Every time you nip a piece and it would drop, you'd freaking, oh no! Because if it falls into the dirt or gravel there or the weeds, it might be gone forever. Oh, did you? Okay, where's it at? I don't have to read that video. Let me find it. I don't see it, buddy. I saw that you said you were going to find it. Still need cleanup. This has gotten a little warm. I wonder if YouTube's not letting you drop it as a chat. Let's see. It'll be in your archives on Instagram though, won't it? Oh, and if you're looking for something tiny and cute, definitely recommend the hand scale figures. There's a hand scale Gurai. I actually got her secondhand off of somebody. I was looking for. Oh, now here's a throwback. An upcoming build series I'm going to do will be a set of 3 girls, based on a 1989 to 1992 syndicated series called The Centurions. That was when it was in syndication. It may have been on a TV station in your area at some point in time during one of those years. So I wanted to get a Gurai, a Stylet, and an Architect, which I've finally acquired all 3. I got the Architect Nipikow as the last one for that, and I'm going to do a Jacqueline Rockwell, a Maxine Ray, and a Aislinn McLeod. So I'm going to do gender bent versions of the three main characters. I'm going to actually do them with 3mm magnets. I'm gonna actually do magnetic armor that I can swap between the 3 girls, just like in the show. I'd like to actually find at a reasonable price the original figures, the male kits, and maybe a set or 2 of armor. I wouldn't mind getting a second set of armor so that I could alter that armor slightly to fit the girls. But it's one of those things where I want to do the build and then I'm kind of like maybe reach out to the people who produce the show and see if they maybe want to do a remake, a new show based on it. I mean, that'd be fucking awesome, pipe dream, but that's, reality sets in. I don't think it's, I don't know, maybe we're in the market for now. That might be something strong female lead characters with toy prop possibilities or figure line possibilities with swappable armors. That might actually be something that might do really well now. But yeah, that's one. I got that kind of brainstorming in the works. I've collected the figures. I want to do a Roy Fokker inspired Macross girl, Gundam cosplay girl. I got to do a pirate. I've got the Angel. I'm working on one for my brother. I've got the Tango for the Duel and the Nobel. I want to do a his and hers for the new Gundam. I've actually picked up 2 of the Master Grade version Ka new Gundams, 1 RG, and a Phantasy Star figure from the Phantasy Star Online, the first set of games, one of the Apsi, Misako Apsi. I don't remember his first name off the top of my head. I think it starts with an M. Anyway, it's an Apsi version of like the samurai girl that's in there, and I'm gonna actually I've got it in my mind to do them like back to back as a diorama with the fin funnels, both on each right side, but making like one, from whichever side you view it from, makes it look like one full arch of funnels, but it'll be just the one wing on either character. Yeah, buddy, your wolf isn't showing. I think there must be something going on with YouTube not allowing external links. Maybe try. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I don't even know how to set that. I don't know if that's a thing that can be done. Maybe just put it with spaces. See if that works. Like, don't put the www part in. Just put the rest of it, and then someone can type it in from there. I don't know, man. But I'm trying to give you some love, buddy. I'm trying to get somebody to come over and check out your video there for your beginner thing. You always need more followers. Furry Gunplay Club building. It doesn't matter, buddy. Ow, fuck off. I got my other COVID shot the other day, and my arm has just been brutal. Yeah, so, lots of shit coming down the line. Just need to be able to work on it, really. But a little bit of time, So, with that, I think I am going to go ahead and close this down. Article correct. Oh, autocorrect. Are you on your phone, bro? I have so many problems with my fucking auto cucumber. It's hilarious. Actually, I had it autocorrect to auto cucumber one day, and it's been called auto cucumber ever since. There you go. Furry Gunplay Building YouTube channel. Again, my brain doesn't work, man. Things aren't working right. I should know that. I should have been able to just do that for you. Yeah. But yeah, so I do have also another Angel that I want to do based off of the MTG Sarah Angel. I'm going to use an Asuna figurized kit mixed up with the Endless Waltz Wing Zero Master Grade and some other parts. The one I did for my brother was actually kind of like a trial to see what I could do with some different elements. Yes, Centurions was. I actually went back and tried to watch an episode the other day when I was talking about no copy paste for friends. Well, for fuck's sakes, they're just making it difficult. Stupid YouTube. Yeah, so anyway, back to the Angel one I was doing for my brother there. That one, here, and I'll pull that up for Jen, because I don't think Jen's seen it. You can probably find it on my studio page, but this is the one that's in process here for my brother. There's a huge one. You should see if they want to put her in Figure Fantasy. But I tried a bunch of different things with this one. I tried actually doing like a hand-painted cherry blossom on her back skirt. I've added lace to her skirt to give it more of a softer feel. I put lace on the backs of her they're not greaves, they're not pauldrons, they're gauntlets, thank you. I've put a lot of effort into this one. It's supposed to be a birthday present for my brother for last 3 years. I haven't finished it yet. You were saying earlier, it seems like just about every time I touch it, something goes wrong. Whether I break something and have to repair it, or I have an issue with paint, and I have a lot more to go. But yeah, I've been working on it slowly, a little bit at a time. Like as I get into my gold here to do my touch-up work on my gold for these girls, I'll do some touch-up work on the gold. Wow, touch-up work on the gold for that, and then probably once these two are finished, in the middle of working on the tango scene for the two characters for the Duel and the Nobel, I'll probably work on her some more, do some touch-up on her there. And I'll just keep chipping away at her until she's finally done. He's in no hurry to get. I showed him a picture. Actually, recently, I was like, "Hey, like I know it's been forever, and I told you I've been working on something for you. I'm excited to share it with you. I'd like to have gotten it to you by now, but here's where it's at. Check it out." So he seems pretty stoked about it. He's actually one of the people who got me into building models, to answer that question earlier to Alex, who may not be here anymore. But if he wants to come back and finish this up. He's always built models. He started out with doing like Tamiya and Eastern model military. So he did like tanks and troop transports and airplanes and stuff, and hit something him and his dad did together as a hobby. War vehicles, basically. Like, I remember the first time I went over to his house. So when I say brother, he's not my actual brother through years of knowing them and just life. You know, blood doesn't always make family. That's the way I look at it. But first time I went over, I saw all these kits, and I was like, man, this is really cool. Like, you do this? He's like, yeah. I was like, wow, that's really cool. And then, you know, he had backlogs upon backlogs of different tanks and stuff, and, you know, different versions of the M1 Abrams, where, you know, this one's got a, 50 millimeter cannon, or a 120 millimeter cannon, or a Gatling gun, or a flamethrower, like just different loadouts for different vehicles, and just something I thought was really cool. And then at the time, he wasn't as much into anime. He kind of got into anime. He got into mecha anime. I don't remember where we were. I want to say we were in San Francisco. And he saw his first Gundam kit, and he bought it. And then next thing you know, he's got a backlog of those, and he got into building the Gundams. And, you know, I always thought it was kind of cool that he did that, but it just wasn't necessarily for me. I had built car models as a younger kid, but it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't until like 2002 when I saw the first Gundam girl that I was like, oh, now, boom, you know, mind blown, there's an idea. And that actually kind of, between him building and having that interest and love for it, and me liking the female form and the Gundam girls, that's kind of what got me into the hobby, got me into doing things. And I learned a lot of things from him. I learned a lot of things from early Hobby Japan books, customization techniques. I couldn't read them, but, you know, pictures are worth 1,000 words, and they would show you how to extend a piece or make a piece bigger. You could actually take a 1/144th and make it into 1/100 scale with a lot of patience and time and effort, and you could do that sort of stuff. And I've applied some of what I've learned there, and in a lot of the groups that I'm part of, the Gunpla builder groups and whatnot, I see a lot of the same questions. People don't really know how to do stuff. And I mean, we have Google, we have YouTube, there's a wealth of knowledge out there. But, I think for me, one of the things that I'm doing this for is if I'm here and somebody sees me doing something and wants to know my process, or maybe they've had a question they didn't quite get an answer that they understood. While I'm here, certainly something I'm willing to just drop what I'm doing, and hey, let me see if I can give you an example of that. Pull out a drill and show you how to do a new setup or fix something, like to drill and pin a broken part, or alternate ideas. Yeah, exactly. Hands-on is best experience, right? So, being able to do that in real time is one of the reasons I think I try to do this. And well, it hasn't taken off, and I don't have people, and I'm not like Zaku Aurelius, who's got 1 million followers and is big enough now that he critiques other people's works as videos. it's those are guys I look up to. I kind of watch from time to time, but they're doing their own thing, and I leave them to that. I don't judge them. I don't go about their thing. I do my own thing, and I'm in awe at some of the stuff I see. Like I look at some of the Philippines and Asian builders that are doing figure kits and kit bashing and stuff, and a lot of them have more time and more money invested in photo software and photo equipment. SEO game more. I don't SAO like Sword Art Online, or I don't know what SEO is. And that's something I kind of want to move more into, because they'll take they'll build something, they'll take 20 pictures of it, and then they'll add effects, and they'll have really cool stuff, and it's like that stuff gets noticed, whereas I'll take a couple pictures of my stuff and it doesn't really get noticed. And I'm not really doing it for notoriety. I'm doing it for my enjoyment of it. But hey, once in a while it'd be nice to get a shout out from one of the bigger guys. Search engine optimization game more. Oh, like adding tags and shit. Yeah, I do got to do that. Honestly, I got to spend some time in learning how to do promotion. Like I do okay with the studio for getting Nelly commissions and stuff. I mean, it's not stable. She's not making enough of an income that we can basically retire on what she does. But we can certainly afford to go out to a supper, or go to a movie, or buy something nice for ourselves once in a while with the extra little bit she brings in there. But yeah, it's for me, it's more of just a hobby, a project, and as much as I'd like to become some sort of influencer that makes tons of money hand over fist and gets donations and can pay his bills just off of making videos all day long, it's not reality for me. I don't think I have the face for it. As somebody I mentioned it earlier in the video, Sushi mentioned that I have a voice for radio, and I had said I have the face for it too. I don't have any equipment up here that I can wear a tight shirt and show that off. I mean, I could probably do that with the wife, but she doesn't like to be on camera, so that's what do you do? But anyway, so I'm gonna call this. I'll probably be on tomorrow doing the armor for the Sith girl, and then maybe a little touch up here and there. I don't really know what. I might look at some options. I do have other weapons that I built. I might see if I can tinker around and come up with some different possibilities of what I might do, and then I'll probably do some of the touch-up paint stuff off camera, because it's just easy to do. Nothing really too heinous there. But when I go to do the detail paint, I'll probably come back, do that on stream. Any other customizations I'll do on stream. But I'll probably be on tomorrow for a little bit at least, for like I said, for Sith. And if you guys want to join me for that, great. If not, you got things to do, yeah. Certainly, I'll catch up with everyone later. So thanks for coming. It's been a great stream. I've had a wonderful time here chatting, and I'm gonna go down some water and some coffee and try to fix my throat. So yeah, again, thanks for coming. We'll see you next time.